you mentioned the subconscious. And
Right.
so 90% or 95% of us is the subconscious.
Right.
Why were you drawn to investigating what that means, and what does it mean?
Well, I mean, being a numbers gal, it's like, ooh, that's a lot of untapped territory. I think I'm going to go over there.
Yeah.
Like it's just, I don't know, it just kind of made sense. And I've always been intrigued in that kind of with that kind of underworld, the shadowy stuff. To me, it's just the truth. Like there's nothing more attractive than getting to the bottom of things for me. Some of my favorite work to do ever outside of my past life work is, for years I worked as, they call it now, a death doula, but when I was doing it, that name wasn't it. It was in the early 2000s, because it's just, to be around that truth is utter magic. And it's an honor in every way, because everything goes away and you get right to the core of things, right? And so the subconscious, if that is what's forming us, then let's go there, man, because at the end of your days it's going to show up anyway. And so instead of like waiting till that moment, do it now. It's going to come. We are here as individuals, I believe, to experience our subconscious. That's why we're seeing it, because we wouldn't go there on our own. So it comes to us.
Mm.
So just shifting the paradigm of the mind and saying, I'm going to go to what I get a charge out of. To me, that's the paradigm shift that we're moving into right now. It's not so much saying, if it doesn't make you happy, run away from it. I'm like, well, okay. I mean, you could do that, but good luck, because wherever you go, there you are. It's going to keep coming. Of course, I'm not saying stay in an abusive situation. Don't run in front of a train. These are not the things I'm saying. I'm saying that deal with what keeps showing up and be utterly true, all four bodies, all utterly true with yourself. Express, make decisions, get out of the habitual way, get into the subconscious, say, why does this keep showing up? Explore it. And then guess what? Then you're clear of it even more, because you went to the root of it in that subconscious way. Like you ran towards it instead of try to think it away from you.
Yeah, and it's that process of doing the work, which I mean, like any business offering will basically say, pay me, we do the work, you get what you need. But actually, in this instance, it's like you have to do that yourself. And
Have
I
to.
guess it's about being open-minded to that and actually attempting to do it. And so when you have a better grasp on, well, maybe I'll give an example of somewhere else I've seen this recently. Is Loz and I were watching some Joe Dispenza documentaries,
Mm-hmm.
and he's very, very articulate around how you can play with the subconscious by using meditation.
Mm-hmm.
But perhaps you could give some examples, like when you start to understand that the subconscious is really driving things versus the conscious. Like, can you speak with the subconscious? Can you manage the subconscious? What does that actually look like?
Well, luckily, one way, there's a couple ways. Like I have my Into the Mystic, which I know that your family is familiar with. And so that names that subconscious story for each chakra, right? It actually brings up the past life that initiated that. But subconscious is also really driven by emotion, from my perspective. So when you feel something and there is a charge, like you had when you read that book, or there's a charge around, gosh, this bothers me with so and so, or this situation, or whenever I hear it, I get a little something. A lot of people in the current paradigm, oftentimes it'll say, well, don't go there, look away from that, think good thoughts. And it's like, okay, yeah, keep that in mind. But I like to say, run to it, man, run to it. If there is a charge, that is a nugget that is giving you a clue that there is something in the subconscious calling you. And Bruce Lee, don't think, feel.
Mm.
Feeling is the way to purify, because when you go to it and you let it come up and out, it is you're voicing for something that didn't have a voice before. You're meeting it and doing it very consciously, working through it. So then you're no longer subconsciously afraid of it, tucking it over here, making a choice over there to scoot around it. I've seen it all, like in all these years within myself and with my clients. It's like, it's best to just say, if you're feeling something, run to that and be like a spiritual journalist. I call it like a spiritual journalist, and say, where do you
Cool.
come from? Who, what, where, when, why, and how? What is this? And you sit down and you have a cup of tea with it, and it sucks and you may freaking hate it. But when you embrace it and lean into it, it's no longer the monster that you're tiptoeing around. It doesn't rule your life. It's no longer subconscious. You've brought it to the light of day.